Ready? Go!
Welcome back to Obscurus Gaming, and today I wanted to take a look at Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, the latest Super Monkey Ball game from Sega. It's being called the best game since the originals, and while true, it still falls a little short of what a lot of fans like myself are looking for. For the life of me, I just can't figure out why Sega makes certain decisions when it comes to this franchise. So yeah, let's take a look at what makes Banana Rumble a good game, but at the same time not the game I necessarily wanted. This is Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ready? Go!
Let's start with the good. First and foremost, unlike the first Monkey Ball game on Switch, this is an actual sequel to the franchise and not a remake. We have 200 new levels, new multiplayer games, and some fresh gameplay ideas. Besides your normal Monkey Ball gameplay, there is now a dash mechanic that allows you to charge up a boost as you roll around. This is a really cool risk versus reward addition to the game and way better than that disastrous jump button introduced on the Wii Banana Blitz game back in the day. It just feels like a natural addition to the experience that enhances the gameplay as opposed to ruining it like that aforementioned jump button. The levels themselves are a little bit easier than the original games, but provide enough challenge for more experienced players, and I enjoyed the levels more as the difficulty ramped up. While the original lives-based challenge mode is not here, the game puts a very, very heavy emphasis on leaderboards and time trials, which feels appropriate and fun to play. This aspect reminds me of the other marble rolling game, Marble It Up, a game I reviewed on this channel not that long ago, and it's quite addictive trying to get lower times. This part of the game will provide the biggest replay value. Also, the most fun I had with this game was playing it in local co-op, where you can play through the adventure mode with a friend, both online or locally, and try to race them to the finish. Or you can just try to finish the levels together, and I enjoyed the flexibility of that. In general, at its core, the gameplay of Banana Rumble feels like a proper Monkey Ball game, the first one in decades, and the basics here are what most fans have been hoping for quite some time. Now, unfortunately, there are a decent amount of design decisions that when it comes to the multiplayer portion of the game, I am not a fan of. I hesitate to call these bad because they're mostly not, but more appropriately, I would just call them meh. As I've talked about before on this channel, the party games in the original, specifically Monkey Target, are some of my most memorable and enjoyable gaming experiences. These party games were not your average minigames and were basically full-on games themselves. In Banana Rumble, the multiplayer experience shifts the focus to playing online with up to 16 other players through 5 game modes: Race, Goal Rush, Baboom, Banana Hunt, and Robot Smash. I should note that a roadmap was actually just released with Sega advertising new modes coming out, but we really don't know what these are yet. I'll save my soapbox of turning real games into Battle Pass and live service games for another day. So yeah, let's start with Monkey Race, which reminds me a lot of Kirby's Dream Buffet in a good way, as it's fun to race to the end, but it does grow stale quickly playing the same levels over and over, and using items during the races feels a bit janky for my liking, kind of like how the racing was in Kirby's Dream Buffet. The second mode, Goal Rush, is easily my favorite and the best in this package, where it's kind of like a giant skee ball or Fall Guys type experience as you try to run up your team score by hitting targets. These two fall closest to good on this scale, even though the limited levels for both of them maybe teeter on the okay scale. Baboom is a keep away game where you try not to hang on to a bomb. It's very basic and not creative, and the one legitimately bad game here in my opinion. The fourth game mode, Banana Hunt, is just what it sounds like, a banana collectathon similar to the single player experience or Gem Hunt from the Marble It Up game. And it's fun, again hampered by not having enough levels, and you can probably sense a theme here. The final game mode is called Robot Smash, where you try to build up in speed and momentum to blast into robots to get a higher score for your team. This one is fun, but again, the gameplay is a bit repetitive.
Golden Robot!
The biggest thing to realize with all these games is none of them really change the core gameplay mechanic of rolling around. The old school Monkey Ball games would reinvent how you controlled your characters and felt more like a full-on game mode, where this feels like more of a short-lived distraction. The reason this falls into the ugly category is because of my high expectations for the multiplayer and party games in this franchise, and these ultimately fall short. I also don't really like the infrastructure of online. The waiting times are way too long, and there are way too many bots in place of real players, and the game only just came out. And I also dislike how there is no combo couch co-op in this mode online, meaning you can't play with someone on the same couch and then play together online, yet you can do that in adventure mode. That just doesn't make sense to me not to include it here in a game that is ultimately all about the online and multiplayer experience.
All out!
For the channel, I reviewed the first Super Monkey Ball game on Switch, and I'll put a link again to that here. And honestly, I was so off-put by the completely broken and messy monkey target featured there that it kind of showed me that Sega was more interested in a cash grab than a proper new game. Banana Rumble is absolutely not that. It is fun and a good game overall, but I am not a fan of the multiplayer design decisions made here outside of adventure mode. Again, think about how feature-packed Super Monkey Ball 2 was. These just weren't little mini-games, but a lot of the party games were just full-on game modes themselves. Online is nice, but why not make a 16-player monkey target, for example? How awesome would that be? It just seems so incredibly obvious to me, and I just don't get why certain things are left out when it comes to this franchise. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on the latest Super Monkey Ball game here, and if you happen to be someone that played the originals or grew up with the originals like myself, I'll definitely want to know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.